Hello everyone, and today we're going to talk about apples. You ever go into a grocery store, just getting some groceries for the next week, and you think, oh, I should get some fruit. And you think that, an apple is a good idea, so you walk over to the apple section and there are like a bajillion different types of apples presented in front of you, and you're completely overwhelmed and have no idea which apple to choose. Well, good news, because today we are going to break down the differences between different types of apples so the next time you walk into a grocery store, you can make an educated decision and pick out the most perfect apple for you. Just a quick disclaimer though. It would appear that after a quick Google search, there are apparently 7,500 different types of apples in the entire world. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to go over all 7,500 as that would take me quite a while. Instead, I will count the most accessible apples, which for me is all types of apples I can find at a Whole Foods near me. This shortens our list down to 9 different apples: Honeycrisp, Gala, Fuji, Pink Lady, Envy, Granny Smith, Opal, Cosmic Crisp, and Lady Alice. Whew, that's a lot of apples. We better jump right in. First up is the Honeycrisp apple. This apple is a medium to large size apple with a light green-yellow background, largely covered with red-orange flesh with little yellow dots in the skin. It's known for its crispy texture and a honeyed mild flavor, and according to the U.S. Apple Association, this is the 5th most popular apple in the United States as of 2020. It is a more recent apple and wasn't introduced into the markets until the 1990s, but its sweet flavor and soft crisp has definitely captured the attention of many buyers. Next up is the Gala apple. Gala apples are non-uniform in color and are usually vertically striped or mottled. This apple originated from New Zealand, and it is a sweet and juicy apple that sometimes others describe to be a little bland. It was brought to the US in the 1970s and is now the #1 most popular apple in the United States. So that popularity definitely shows that a Gala apple is always a good bet. Third on the list are Fuji apples. Fuji apples are rounder apples that have a yellow-green base that is covered in red-pink blush. While the ranking of sweetness seems to be subjective for many other apples, most sweet apple lists put Fuji as the #1 sweetest apple. This apple was brought to market in 1962 and is ranked #4 in the U.S. Apple Association's popularity list, and people love this variety for its extreme sweetness and firm texture. For the fourth apple, we have the Cosmic Crisp apple. Cosmic Crisp apple are identifiable by their ruby red skin with white speckles. They are known for its dense, firm, crisp flesh with a good balance of sweet and tart, and it has a shelf life of around a year. Among all the apples, this apple was the most expensive, sitting at around $3.99 a pound, as opposed to all the other apples on this list, which all run around $2 to $3 a pound. Next up is the Opal apple. Opal apples are medium to large fruits that have a lemon yellow skin and slight russeting at the stem. This apple has a crisp yet soft texture and has a sweet taste with a slightly tart finish, and is often said to have hints of pear flavor. One of the unique qualities of an opal apple is that the flesh does not brown when cut into slices. This apple was discovered in the 1990s and is a little less accessible, but you should still be able to find them in at least one grocery store near you. After opal, we have Envy apples. Envy apples are super recent and was developed just in 2009. A selling point for the Envy apples is that the flesh takes up to 10 hours to turn brown when sliced, which is a highly desirable trait for when someone wants to serve apples. Envy has thicker, tougher skin than other apples and are pretty sweet apples as well. Next, we have the Pink Lady apples. Pink Ladies were developed in the 1970s and are small to medium apples that are actually the first ever apple to trademark a name. Pink Lady apples contain both high acidity and high sugar levels, which means that the apple has an initially tart taste followed by a sweeter finish. People love this apple for its crisp bite and tarty sweet flavor and slow to oxidize flesh. For the second to last apple, we have the Lady Alice apple. Also a less known variety, this apple was discovered in 1979 and has a crisp, juicy, and predominantly sweet taste with an aftertaste that turns to tart, and some have compared it to the Honeycrisp apple. One of the appeals for this apple is that because of its firm texture, it holds up its shape and flavor well when baking. And last but not least, we have the Granny Smith apple. This fruit is hard, firm, with a bright green skin and was discovered in 1868, making it the oldest apple out of this list. It is crisp and juicy, yet tart and acidic, hence it is also known as the sour apple. Because of its firmness, Granny Smith is also good for baking as it holds up its shape well, and this apple makes third on the list of the most popular apples by the U.S. Apple Association. Now that I've given you a brief review, here's a quick rundown. If you are baking, it's best if you use a Granny Smith or a Lady Alice. If you are looking to serve your apple sliced, an Envy, Opal, or Pink Lady may be your best bet. Fuji, Gala, and Honeycrisp are all good tries if you want a sweeter apple, but if you want guaranteed sweetness, Fuji is the way to go. If you like a good blend of sweet and tart or even a little on the tart side, Cosmic Crisp, Pink Lady, Lady Alice, Granny Smith, and Opal could be pretty good tries. And if you want an apple that is extra crisp, you should try out the Honeycrisp apple or the Cosmic Crisp. Now the next time you walk into the grocery store, I hope you can confidently walk up to the apple aisle and make a smart and educated decision on the apple you like the most and enjoy your nice crisp apple.